Hello and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today we're talking about 1997's Jack Frost, which was directed by Michael Keaton. I'm your co-host Alec.
I'm Eric, and with us again, our pal DJ Skoob. DJ Skoob, welcome back to the show.
Hey guys, it's so great to be back on. I've been listening to you guys. I was just so excited to be here.
Oh man, well, welcome back. Always love the intro Skoob sound too.
Well, thank you.
Last time you were on for Cube?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to remember that because you've been on a bunch now. This is like your fourth or fifth time. But yeah, welcome back. This is one of the first episodes of the new year. So we're raining in hot with a movie I wish we had done before Christmas. Now seeing how Christmassy it is, Jack Frost, the non-Michael Keaton version. This is surprisingly my first time seeing this. And I know, Skoob, you're a huge fan, but Eric, was this your first time too?
Yep, first time.
All right. So Skoob, since you're a big fan of it, you've seen it. I don't know. When was the first time you did see it? Actually, why don't you tell us all about it?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Just before we got on,
what?
Yeah,
that was your first time ever.
This is my first time ever too. But I gotta tell you, this was right up my alley. This is exactly what I like to see in my movies.
Wait, okay. So you asked me, you're like, "Hey, is Frozen or Jack Frost still available?" And Frozen was. Wait, Frozen wasn't even taken. I don't know what the hell happened.
This is so funny because I thought it was the Michael Keaton version you were talking about when you sent that to me.
Oh, I mean, hey, the reviews on that are pretty bad. I guess some would call it a horror film. But no, yeah, so I haven't seen that one either. Well, maybe I have. I think I have, actually. Okay, great. So it's the first time for any of us seeing this. Okay. So, Eric, I know you're sick, so I guess I'll do the little rundown of what this is.
Got the COVID, everybody. I'm a little nasally. I apologize, but I'm gonna hang in there.
Go Longhorns.
Go Michael Keaton.
Very brief overview of the film, and then we'll jump right into our discussion on it. Basically, it's very similar to like Child's Play. It kind of starts with this execution style. They're going to kill a convict, and the truck crashes. Jack Frost, the guy, is his name. He causes the truck to crash. Of course, it crashes with some toxic stuff that gets on him. He becomes this mutant guy who can travel through water, but always has to be a snowman for some reason. And he's going to get revenge on the cop who put him away. So we get a little Cape Fear, we get a little Child's Play. It's kind of a hot.
Alex Mack. Can't forget Alex Mack in there.
Sure,
dude. It's 100% the same thing as Alex Mack, where she could turn herself into a liquid and stuff, and go under doors.
Right, yeah, Secret World of Alex Mack from Nickelodeon in the 90s, yeah, so it's pulling from everywhere. But basically, I mean, then from that point forward, it's just kind of a traditional slasher, but you've got this guy, Jack Frost, he's a killer snowman, he's in that town of Snowmanton, which just okay, and he's on a rampage, just killing everybody, looking for the sheriff, but killing everybody in his way.
Yeah, one of the key things is, when he got locked up, he was like, I'm going to come after you and your family. You'll see, I'll find a way. And he's, freaking out. That's, one of the big parts of the plot is, is Jack Frost actually dead, or is he out there? If he's out there, he's probably going to come after me and my family. So, which is what happens.
So that's the setup of the film. But, all right, so Skoob, you loving this, because I don't think I'm as enthusiastic as you are about this. What about this movie did you love?
Well, you got to remember, and I think I told you the last time I was on too, I'm a huge connoisseur of bad movies. I got to have my bad movies. So you're looking at movies like Rubber, Monos the Hands of Fate, things that are just really, really bad is what I'm really, really into. And this fits in right in my genre of bad movies. It was so bad, it was good. That's kind of how I thought of it as. Just the snowman itself was terrible. The way he sat, they just in one screen is there and another screen is not, and there's no movement, there's anything. It's like they're just stuck in there. So
yeah, I don't know if there was any CGI. I don't think there was. Right?
The close-ups of the face of all they did was just squish his eyes together for him to be mad or something like that. I was watching that just a minute ago, and it's just hilarious the way they did that.
I just want to be clear, DJ Skoob. I didn't say this was a bad movie. So, what are we talking about here?
No. I don't think it's great, but it made me think about back in the 90s, because this was straight to VHS. But it's they still tried. Like, this still is like a movie. It might not be great, but it's not like, I don't know, Thanksgiving or a lot of the movies that have come out since then, because it's become a lot easier to make films, so people will just get like iPhones or whatever and shoot a horror film, and some of them will get notoriety. But this one, even though it's not great, it still was like decent. You know, I feel like it's kind of like in the same league as Santa's Sleigh. Remember that one, Eric?
Yeah, it's around there too. I would say that this one starts off pretty strong. There's a good like second act to it. The third act, bro, it falls apart. Let's be honest. It just falls apart in the third act, especially like in the prison at the end when he like gets his friend out of the jail cell last second. Remember?
Kind of.
He's like, "Hey, help me, get me out of here!" And he's like, "What is he even doing in there?" And he gets his friend out, and they're like trying to climb through the window before it blows up because there's like all this gas. By the way, at that point, I was like falling asleep on Mucinex night shift, so maybe that's why I didn't like it as much. But I remember being like, "Where are we going with this? What's happening? Why are we falling apart here? We had it. We had the ball. We dropped it in the fourth quarter. Like, come on, pick it up."
Well, the ending is just kind of like, did we kill him? I think we killed him. And then all of a sudden he just comes back and you're like, okay, let's kill him again. Okay, we did it this time. And then he just comes back again. So it was like 3 fake outs.
Yeah, and my theory of this, whenever you see a bad movie that like kind of ends like it's falling apart, is because the director or producer or whatever is like, you are way over budget on this film and like you need to wrap it up. That's like always my theory when I see a movie that's like, it starts off pretty good and then it just falls apart. Over budget is always my take.
I mean, hey, I guess it started off pretty strong. You know, they did a good job of introducing what this guy is, why he's able to kill people, why he's trying to go get this sheriff and stuff like that. So, like, it's fine in the town and everything like that.
Yeah, but do you agree with me there? Like, it just, like, the last 20 minutes, it's so forgettable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about it. I don't know, Skoob, what do you think? Because you're definitely, I think you enjoyed this more than us, a little bit.
Oh, a lot of it, actually.
Okay, so what did you think of the ending?
I actually thought it was okay. And I think you're right, though. I think just whenever you see something like this, where at the end it's kind of like tripping over itself and it just doesn't make sense. I think they're just trying to find a way to end it, and then it's like they ended it like 3 times. So it's like maybe they're like, oh, we got some money. Oh, okay, let's end it. No, okay, maybe we got some money. Okay, we got to end it. And that kind of thing. Maybe they just wanted to throw that all in there.
Well, you guys might find this little tidbit interesting because it's kind of about the budget, and maybe you're right, this is why the ending was the way it was, because there is no listed budget anywhere that I could find. But apparently, according to the Wikipedia, there was a Campbell's Soup Let It Snow commercial, which I kind of remember, and about like the snowman character coming to life or whatever. Apparently, that commercial had 3 times the budget of...
No, that's the one with the little kid who comes inside after sledding and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he like melts the Jack Frost stuff off of him while eating soup.
So apparently that commercial had 3 times the budget of this film.
Oh, that's all the director ever needs to say. He's like, do you know what I'm doing here? Do you know what I'm making compared to the Campbell Soup commercial? That's all he needs to say. I am making lemonade out of shitty lemons.
And then on top of it, the director, Michael Keaton, he's the writer and the director, apparently he just wrote it, and then they bought it, and then they had Rennie Harlan, who directed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and Die Hard 2. He was supposed to direct this. He dropped out last minute, and then they just were like, hey, since you wrote it, like, do you want to just direct it? And he's like, I have no experience. It's like, it's fine. So that's kind of how this all happened. A first-time director who was not a director ever and had no intention of being a director, and also the budget of a third of a Campbell's Soup commercial. So not bad, if you think of it like that. The kills are pretty, I don't know, they're kind of crazy. Because, I mean, you get the kid getting his head cut off by a sled.
Yeah, dude, that was insane. I literally laughed out loud. And then the kid's like, it was the snowman. It's like, sure, Timmy. Like, or whatever. It was the snowman. And at the end, I don't know if you caught it, he's like, I told you it was the snowman. It's like, oh my God, so much cringe.
It's just like Child's Play, like the doll. It's like, Chucky did it. It's the same kind of shit. But... so yeah, the head getting cut off, that one was crazy. That just spurs this whole town being like, your kid killed my kid, sort of thing. And, that whole thing happens. The other kill that really stands out to me, obviously, is the Shannon Elizabeth. I mean, for lack of a better words, he rapes her in the tub, which that scene, I don't even know what they were thinking there.
Was it rape? I thought he was just bashing her head against the back of the shower.
He says, looks like Christmas came early this year. after
Gross.
he bashes her naked body against the wall, and then she dies.
I don't know. We'll move on.
So I thought that was nuts. My favorite kill probably though was the old lady getting strung up on the Christmas tree. Like, you know,
Yes.
I would hate that. I would hate that happening.
I like the axe, the guy going out for a smoke with the pipe, and then boom. I thought that was pretty well done, honestly. That's probably one of the best well done, but that's my take.
Dude, that's the same. This joke is in Thanksgiving too. It's also in Thanksgiving where he's like, "Did I axe you?" or something like that. And remember,
there's a lot of that from this film where it's just the one-liners and it's cringy and it's supposed to make you roll your eyes.
I just asked you for a smoke. That's what it was.
Yeah, jeez. It was like, don't eat yellow snow. It's like, wait, what? There were so many really, really cringy ones. Like even Freddy Krueger's like eye roll. Did you have a favorite kill, Skoob?
Actually, the strung up on the Christmas tree one was definitely my favorite. Those two, the axe and, you know, it's funny, the axe one and the Christmas tree one, both were my favorite kills. Did you pay attention to some of the stuff that was said in the background while those lines were being said?
Which part?
Okay, so remember, I'm always catching this kind of weird stuff in the background, just like. But there was a time where he was, I guess, talking to the kid, and he says, "But your kid's 2 feet taller than my kid." But in the background, you hear somebody say, "Not anymore, he's not."
Oh no, I didn't hear that. There was a lot of little background dialogue, but I did not hear that one.
Yeah, pay attention to the background like I do. You're actually, that's almost funnier than the line that they say in the foreground. It's just funny.
Yeah, they added a few towards the end when the sheriff's like going door to door, and it's like, "Get out of here, buddy." It's like, "That's my husband." Like just like stupid stuff like that. I just really want to go back really quick and kind of like paint the picture here because I was 7 when this movie came out, and I probably should have seen it because like I saw a lot of better horror movies, but I would have probably been into this when I was a kid. This was a VHS cover that I remember very specifically.
Was just gonna say that, Alec. I was literally gonna just go off on that, but go.
Yeah, I mean, a Blockbuster, you know, you have all these amazing VHS covers when you walk down the horror aisle, but this one had, Joe Testa was on last week, and he said the word, it's called like lanyard or something like that, and, you know, you look at it, and you're like, oh, it's a snowman movie, and all of a sudden you walk a little farther, and it turns it into this, like, evil demon snowman or whatever, and I cannot believe it took us this long to see this, though, Eric.
Anyone who's walked into a Blockbuster or a video store with a horror section knows exactly what this VHS is.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it. Yeah. And it's the movie no one's ever watched, but it's like, dude, that VHS cover is cool. If this movie turned a profit, which I highly doubt it did, give 20% of the profit to the guy who's like, maybe we should do like a really cool VHS cover with this like thing that changes his face. Because I remember that clear as day. I know exactly the spot at Blockbuster, all the way in the back, about a quarter in to the right. Yeah, know exactly where it was located.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, Skoob, where were you in 97? I mean, how did this go under your radar at the time?
It's so funny you mentioned that. My daughter was actually born in 95, so it came out 2 years after that. And then at that particular time, I think I was working at Blockbuster.
Oh.
I did work Blockbuster for about a year or so. And I remember seeing that on this. It's like, did I want to watch this movie or do I not want to watch this movie? And I don't know, something about it turned me off. I think it was the teeth on the snowman and the cover that kind of like, I don't know, that might be a little too intense for me. But now I'm watching and I was like, oh man, this is great.
That's what Blockbuster did. It like you'd see the cover and be like, this is like, I thought Hellraiser was going to be the scariest movie ever made just based on the cover. And then I saw it and I was like, nah, this is like a porno with demons. But yeah, so this was a staple of that like VHS. I remember that one. I remember the Chucky like cutting off the Jack in the Box head, the Creep Show one of him like come and play. Like there were so many iconic VHS covers, and this is one of them. I think the cover, yeah, you're right, Eric. I think it's like outlived the movie a little bit.
It's the other one with like the skull coming through the mouth. Is that Dead Alive? It's a very those two I remember in the aisle more than anything.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2, yeah, or Jack and The Shining.
You don't see a lot of like D-side movies with like that kind of quality VHS cover, you know? Never.
Like seriously, you're right. Like after the 90s, like that's what I meant earlier. It was like even though this is like a Walmart bin $5 kind of movie or whatever, it's still like better than what that would be today, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I think Thanksgiving kind of like knocks that home a little bit, because that movie was made for a very low budget, but it was kind of like a nod to this almost, like a holiday movie. But anyways, I still think, yeah, for a low budget movie straight to VHS, it's not terrible. It really isn't. But I wanted to ask you guys, okay, so maybe I missed this, but so Jack Frost he was going to get killed. Like, he was like a convict that was in jail. He was about to go get put to death at midnight. And then by accident, they crash into this truck that spills all this goo on him and turns him into this thing. But then later in the movie, we meet this like fake FBI agent and his like doctor assistant or whatever. And they said that Jack Frost was a mistake and that he was working with them or whatever. Did I miss something there? Or was like, how did they get in touch with Jack Frost, who's a convict, and turn him in? Like, he got the stuff on
I think, yeah, they knew what the stuff could do, like, molecularly, and like, the body, if it touched someone or mixed with something, like, I guess. So I don't know what they knew about Jack Frost before that, though. That's why I was very confused as well. I was like, wait, how do they know who Jack Frost is? So I'm with you there.
Okay. So it wasn't like he was in jail, they had this experiment, they used a convict, and then he also got the shit spilled on him by chance when he was going to get killed. That's not what happened. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, but Alec, I'm with you. I totally caught that, Alec. And it's like, what? Like, what? That's a really, like, rare, once in a billion chance scenario in that case. But I agree with Alec.
All I'm saying is kind of a TMNT kind of thing where he accidentally got spilled with the goo and turned into what he turned into, I think is where that went to. And then these guys realized that he was the one that ended up getting splashed with this stuff. So they're trying to figure out what to do with him. Right. That's kind of my feeling on it. You know, he got oozed.
So, but like, who the hell are those people? Because it says FBI in the background, but then he's like, what are you guys, FBI? And he's like, sure, let's go with that. Like, I was like, wait, who are these people? So I don't know if there's some secret organization, but apparently they were making this goo that gets on Jack Frost. In the event that there was a nuclear holocaust, they could give it to people, and then the people could like live on by splicing their DNA with other stuff, which is just, that's insane. Like, what does that mean? So if you're gonna die, you can just be like, all right, now I want to be like a cucumber or something like that, and just roll around on the floors. Like, what? I don't know. Anyways, so that's why Jack Frost is forever tied with water and can become a solid and a liquid and all this stuff. But I mean, it's a pretty good power, I guess, if you think about it, you know. But it's better than being a doll, like a Chucky doll. The music,
I don't even remember the music in this. I can't even tell you.
There was that slow song at the end where I think it was Silent Night, but it was sung by Jack Frost.
Oh yeah, it was Christmas music. It was like,
yeah,
ding, 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 ding. It was kind of like Gremlins-ish, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was like rock Christmas kind of music. So music was okay. This was also filmed in California. It was 70 degrees most of the day, so it takes place in Colorado.
What?
Yeah.
What? Like, how do they do the snow? Was it just like felt on the ground?
It's all fake, so it's probably that soap, because a lot of the time for fake snow they'll use like soap flakes. So is that, and then yeah, if you look at all the snow, it's all fake, because they were in Big Bear, but it was 70 degrees when they were filming.
I've seen like videos or like clips of like some old like 2000s like shows and 90s shows like Dawson's Creek where they filmed snow things, and it's like clearly like it's felt on the ground, or like, yeah. I just love that. I eat that stuff up. I love low budget, headaches.
Yeah, so it takes place in Colorado, but it was filmed in
and everyone's miserable on set because it's like, what'd you say it was, 70 degrees out? And
70,
everyone's in like snow gear. It's like, I am dying.
It sucks so much. Oh, okay, so this, I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's sad. It's really sad, but it's kind of crazy. So they made a sequel in 2000, which had a lot of the cast returned. It was like the sheriff returned, his wife, and a couple other people. But they continued the story or whatever, and Jack Frost. It takes place on a tropical resort. But anyways, this isn't even about that. So after the second one ended, they're like, okay, these movies are done or whatever. But then the director was like, hey, listen, we might do another one. But apparently the guy that plays the sheriff or whatever, he died in a avalanche in 2008.
An avalanche? That's like one of the worst ways to go. That's so scary.
No, but think about like how ironic that is.
I'm not going to make a joke, but there's
it's not a joke, but I just like, that's crazy.
That's very ironic and coincidental. I mean, not ironic, coincidental. That's crazy.
Right? It's like he fights Jack Frost and then he dies in real life because of an avalanche. Like, that's crazy.
That I didn't know that. That's wild. Shannon Elizabeth, another sex icon, whatever, in the 90s. This is 97. She was in American Pie, what, 99?
Yeah.
So she went from that to American Pie, and then boom, superstardom. Crazy. Everyone knew her name by the time 2000 rolled around. So
Yeah, she pulled the Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun.
but like kind of different. Like she went nude in American Pie, where Jennifer Aniston's like, no, you only get to see my nipples and friends through a shirt.
She has her standards.
Yes, yes.
Really quick, back to that sheriff, Eric. Pride of Connecticut.
Wait, what town? What town?
New Canaan, Connecticut.
Yeah, they can't ski. That's too bad. I'm kidding. That's a terrible joke.
Whoa. Yeah, so he was born in Boston but moved to Connecticut when he was 9. So there you go, Eric.
Canaan. Pride of Connecticut. Love it. I also was thinking about the heat being 70 degrees and the guy in the Jack Frost costume just being like, can we do the damn scene already? Like, oh my God, I need a fan.
And I was thinking about that actor. He's probably just like, I'm going to be the new Freddy Krueger. And it's like, no, you're not, man.
No,
you're not. I'm sorry, buddy.
But he had like a cool scar at the beginning, and then they flash back and he doesn't have the scar. It's like, ooh, maybe they'll tell us how he got the scar someday. No, I didn't really go into that.
Maybe the sequel will, but yeah, he had so many weird little one-liners. Even like before when the goo or whatever was going to hit him, he's like, "This is gonna hurt." It's like, oh my god, this is such a 90s cartoon character.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
I got this guy really gave me some Bad Ash, Bruce Campbell vibes.
I can definitely see that.
I mean, if you really think about it, Bad Ash always had these bad one-liners. He always said something. I don't know. He just, for some reason, I got Bruce Campbell vibes out of this guy.
I can definitely see that. He just, for some reason, looked like Dan Harmon to me, the creator of Rick and Morty.
Jack Frost did?
Kind of, dude. I don't know.
In some ways. Yeah, no, I see that. What did he remind me of? I don't know. I'll have to come back to that with you. But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite part, though, DJ Skoob?
I think just watching him get destroyed by the ooze and how he combined with the snow, you get to see the different progressions as he melted into the snow. That was actually really interesting to me because it's like it would flash back and forth, and then towards the end you could see the animatronic or whatever the heck it was, dummy skeleton actually melting into the snow. That was really interesting to me, so I really liked watching that transition happen.
Right at the end, you mean, when he was getting killed?
No, right at the beginning, right after he got splashed with the ooze.
Right. Yeah, and they have that little cartoon animation that like is like his DNA is splicing with it and stuff. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. I definitely want to talk about the ending too, but we'll get there.
What was your favorite part, Alec?
Probably the snowballs line. Honestly, like that was kind of good.
At the start when they made the joke at the first, or like when he did it at the end?
Yeah, when he's like, "What's the difference between snowmen and snowwomen?" He's like, "Snowballs." I was like, "Oh, you know what?
You never heard that joke?
I don't think I have.
Huh.
I don't think I have.
Big back in the day. I remember that one.
Yeah. Back in the day, yeah. I have one part that stood out to me that I want to see if you guys did as well. So when Shannon Elizabeth and that dude are hooking up in the kitchen, and she's like, they take off all their clothes or whatever, and she's like, I'm going to go upstairs, you get the wine and a fire or whatever. She goes upstairs, and she starts drying her hair, okay? She's like, got a hair dryer.
Was that like because you been outside in the snow?
I guess, or whatever, but her hair was wet, and she's doing the hair dryer or whatever.
For a while, the whole time.
And then the next scene is her getting into the bathtub.
What?
I was like, why did she just hair dry?
I didn't even think of that.
I was watching. I was like,
no sense.
Because I was like thinking about like from the guy's point of view. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like she's going upstairs and blah 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 or whatever. But then she's drying her hair, and then the next scene, she literally just walks right into the bathtub and dunks her head in. I was like, wait,
why'd you dry your hair?
I just wanted to be the guy editing that, being like, oh fuck, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's someone like it was like 2 packs of cigarettes in at 2 p.m. Just like, God damn it, this makes no sense. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, so I love those two. Those were
It works better. Like, do the hair dryer first. It's like, can't we do the shower first? It's like, well, she gets killed in the shower. How's she gonna dry her hair after the shower? It's like, I don't know, but like it's all we have for content. Dude, it's so funny to think about.
What about you though? What was your favorite part?
I mean, honestly, the one that the boyfriend got killed with the icicles, I thought that was pretty well done. I like that a lot. I mean, the kills are the best part. Like the kid getting his head cut off.
It just flies through the air.
It's like what does that remind you of? Like, I don't know, like just a terrible like. The heads don't fly like that after they get cut off.
A sled can't cut off a head.
I know.
Oh, another thing at the end, I guess, let's just go to the end, basically. But yeah, the ending is they figure out, the way they figure out how to kill Jack Frost is hilarious.
Hair dryers, technically.
No.
What was it? Like,
no.
That was like, that's how you scare him off, like a crucifix.
So,
like
they try like 8 different ways to kill him, and yeah, the hair dryers is one of them, but the thing that ultimately works is antifreeze.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So, but what ends up working is the fucking oatmeal, the shit oatmeal in the bag or whatever. The dad just takes it and throws it on.
Wait. Was the kid eating antifreeze?
Dude, the kid put antifreeze in his dad's oatmeal and said, "I didn't want you to get cold." And it's like, you almost killed your dad.
You what? No, but the other part though of the antifreeze is that the dad tackles Jack Frost into a truck bed of antifreeze.
Right. With a humongous open wound, gaping wound because he got stabbed.
He's done. He needs to immediately go to one of those biology labs or chemistry labs with the shower where you can flush your eyes out for a week. He's in terrible pain for a long time. That's insane.
Well, he got stabbed with the icicle and then
there's no way.
Falls into a truck bed full of antifreeze and fights a snowman to the death and still is like, all right.
He gets out. He's like, my skin kind of hurts.
I'm really itchy. Oh, man. But yeah, okay. So the ending, yeah, I don't know. Basically, yeah, they take hair dryers. They try to melt him. I love the scene where the FBI guy shoots the floor. He just shoots the water on the floor. And it's it didn't work. Fuck. And then you get Jack Frost trying to bust in through the door, and you've got the cop trying to block the door, and he immediately starts ripping off little kids' drawings off the walls and stuffing it into the door. I'm like, dude, use your coat. I'm like, why are you ripping off little pieces of paper? Oh, God. So, anyways, Jack Frost, they figure out the antifreeze by rubbing oatmeal on his face. The oatmeal has antifreeze in it. They do a little drawn-out scene of the neighbor going to get a shit ton of antifreeze, and then they choke him out in there.
Yeah, I like that, the antifreeze in the hairdryer. How else would you kill a snowman? Rock salt?
Yeah, maybe rock salt would have worked.
Just pour a bag of rock salt in his head. It's ow! Ow! It's very uncomfortable.
What do you think, DJ Skoob? If a snowman came to life in your yard, what would you do? Shovel it to death?
You had to take it out. How would you take it out? Snowblower? A big snowblower?
Just blow it away. No, I'd actually chuck salt at it myself. If you actually look throughout the movie, dude's delivering rock salt to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish that would have been some kind of foreshadowing or something to be able to kill the snowman, because everybody has rock salt on their doorstep because this guy keeps delivering it and giving everybody 20% off of everything. So
get the old guy from Home Alone with his trash can full of salt and be like, I know what to do. It's whoa, I remember that guy from Home Alone. And he just does. God. He just becomes the rock salt guy.
They do a cameo with that, and then they get sued.
I mean, what else has that guy been in from Home Alone? He's amazing in Home Alone, but that's the only thing I know him from.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to kill a snowman. They just need to plow, and some rock salt.
Do you want to kill a snowman? Sorry, I had to do it.
Here's the other thing. Why isn't it called Frosty? Why is it called Jack Frost? Was Jack Frost a snowman?
I don't think the Michael Keaton movie came out yet. And Frosty, you probably would have to go through some hoops to get that title. It's
so weird that a Michael Keaton version came out the next year. You would think that one would come out first, and then this would be it's a parody of it. It's no, it came out in the other order.
Reminds me of that line in Knocked Up where Seth Rogen's best movies coming too: Deep Impact, Armageddon, Tombstone, and White Earp. And she's Jack Frost and Jack Frost.
Yeah. Overall, I didn't hate this, I definitely not Thanksgiving or anything like that, way better than those.
Yeah, I can see a lot of drunk uncles being you should watch this, and the drunk uncle passes out, and then you're 13 or you're just watching this movie at
by yourself.
And he's just hey uncle, it's over. And he says, yeah, just put it on again.
Put the second one on. Have you seen... Oh, you haven't seen the second one either, right, DJ Skoob? You haven't seen any of them.
There's no way DJ Skoob saw the second one.
No, I did not see the second one, but I'm totally going to look for it now because I want to see what happens.
I mean, we want to keep it going.
We will. Yeah, if we do it again, you're 100% coming on DJ Skoob so we can see what you think of the follow-up. Apparently, it's better.
Which one? What year did that come out?
2000.
That's the best year for movies. Boom.
Apparently, it is better than this one. So, good for them.
How? I don't know.
But do you guys have any last minute thoughts on the old Jack Frost?
It was probably better because I had a higher budget than a third of a can of chicken soup. But
yeah, that was an interesting fact you brought up. I love that.
But yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to rate this a lot better than Slaughterhouse, if you ever seen that one.
Oh, yeah. Somebody, maybe you brought that up. Somebody brought that up to me recently. Or Slothageddon or something, or what is it called?
Slaughterhouse. Yeah, that I actually brought that up to you, too. It's basically a killer sloth. It's bad. It's good. It's good bad for me, but it's going to be bad for you.
Oh, my God. I love that. It's a killer sloth. It's like, that's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, bring back physical media with covers and cool stuff like that. I think it needs to come back with all these streaming nonsense where, it's like, oh man, what happened to there's movies I can think of where I go to like, oh, where can I find this movie? And it's like, it's nowhere to be found. You have to rent or buy it via Amazon. It's like, no. I want to go back to physical media. I really do. Physical media is where it's at. And the VHS cover for Jack Frost should be the poster child for that, I think.
Best Buy just announced, or they're done. And
I know. That's also on the top of my mind. It sucked. That's the end of an era right there, right? Like,
yeah, big time.
Well, how's this Best Buy gonna make money?
They're like Sears now. They're like an appliance store now.
Oh, they're done. They're done.
Yeah, they really are. All right, Eric, what do you say you spin the wheel?
Best Buy, spinning. Dead Snow.
I have no idea what this is.
Another snow movie. That isn't it the Nazis like coming back to life? It's like not Nazi zombies, like the video game Call of Duty.
Kind of.
Pretty
I mean,
sure
you chose this one, so I'm curious. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see it. I think it came out in like 2008 or 9.
You ever seen this one, Skoob?
No, I haven't, but you're right. It's about basically
Nazi zombies.
Yeah, dead snow zombies.
Can't go wrong. Go wrong.
Can't wait. Well, Skoob, thank you so much for joining us again. Definitely get you on in the future, especially if we do Jack Frost 2 anytime soon. You'll be the first in line. But thanks again, man.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I say my podcast? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Oh, but God, please. Yeah.
All right. So my podcast is The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, where we talk to brand new entrepreneurs that are just getting started in their entrepreneur adventure. We talk about their goals, their struggles, their failures, and their accomplishments. And we all get together and as a community learn how to start an entrepreneur adventure. You could find me on all the major platforms. You could actually find me on YouTube, Undiscovered Entrepreneur, and you could find me on Roku Television, on Planet Nation, and on Blind Knowledge podcast networks.
Damn, I have Roku TV. I'll have to look it up. Wow. Thank you very much again, Skoob and Eric. Thank you. We'll see you next week with what's it called? Cold Snow? Dead Snow?
Dead Snow.
Dead Snow. All right. See you later.